G'day folks, I'm Jaiden Drought with Farm Trader Magazine. Beside me is Chris Bain from AGCO. Again, if you watched the Fendt 1050 video, we're again having some high-level tractor chat. Here we are in front of the Challenger MT740, which is the middle model, 400 horsepower in a 3 Series lineup. Chris, how are you?
Very well. You?
Yeah, very good, mate. So, pretty cool machine. Talk us through some of the features. We'll start at the front. So again, as we've seen in the 1000 series, we've got the CAS, which drags the cool air through. So yeah, tell us about that.
Yep. So there are a lot of features that cross-pollinate between the two machines. The CAS system, CAS, concentric air system fan. So that's hydraulically driven.
Yep.
So it runs completely independent of the engine itself. So depending on the temperatures, working conditions, the machine can get the cooling that it needs without drawing extra power unnecessarily.
Cool. And so talking about the engine, so something different, it's got a 7-cylinder.
Correct.
So 9.8 litre.
9.8 litre AGCO power engine.
Okay, so why have they gone, so again, the high torque, low rev system again, in the so that's the reason why they've gone to 7-cylinder?
It is, yeah. We've found that this engine, it lends itself really well to that.
Yep.
Creates the necessary torque.
Yep.
Obviously when you're running at a lower RPM, you need that torque to do the work. Yep. So yeah, that 9.8 litres performed really well for us, and they're sticking with it. Fuel economy's been great, very reliable engine, so.
Sweet.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a big change, but it seems to be a good one.
Yeah. And so in the cab, Fendt drivers will be familiar. It's got the Fendt platform. There's a couple of little tweaks, but all in all, it's a pretty similar concept, isn't it?
Very similar. So AGCO have what we call the Fuse platform, where all of our technology across the brands is starting to tie in a bit more. So for an operator, they can jump in this machine to a Fendt, to a Fergie, and things do make sense. It's a very clean operation, very functional. You can set the machine up the way you want, drive it off the joystick. Nice and cruisy.
Or foot pedal.
Or the foot pedal.
Yeah, sweet. And so obviously the main attraction of the tractor like this is, we're standing behind us, so the tracks. So there's a couple of cool features. So firstly, it's 25-inch tracks.
This one is, yep.
So what are some track options?
So on the 380 horsepower version, we have that available in a 18, 20, 25 and 30. And then for the larger 740 and 743, which are 400 and 430 horse, you have 20, 25 and 30-inch tracks.
Okay.
We're thinking 25 is probably going to be the pick of the bunch,
Yep.
which is what we've got spec'd up here. Seems to be handling the conditions really well.
In terms of comfort, altogether we've got 3 different suspension
components,
areas, haven't we? So,
that's right.
Okay, so let's start with the cab, I guess, since we've just...
Sure.
Yeah.
So this machine's spec'd with 2-point cab suspension.
100 mil of travel, is that right?
Yes, correct, yep. After riding in it, and I'm sure you'd agree,
very smooth.
I would go that all day long.
Yep.
The next level is in there, a little bit difficult to see, but there's 2 really big coil springs with off-road spec shock absorbers. They replaced the old system. The travel greatly improved. You see this machine working in a paddock, and it's a massive difference. So that allows the hard bar to travel 11 degrees of oscillation, 7 inches up, 3 inches drop. So,
and that's tracks independent of each other too, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, okay. Yep, and completely separate from the chassis itself. So it's always been the bugbear with track machines is the rigidity and
vibration,
the toll it takes on the machine and the operator. This is a huge improvement. And then
bogey wheels.
Yep, next level is your oscillating bogey wheels. So they've got a lot of travel too. You watch this thing in action in the field, which you'll see, and it travels really nicely, maintains ground contact the whole way, which is what track machine's all about.
Yep. So, and also we've got with the bar axle, it's got obviously you can move the tracks in and that, regardless of whether you have to actually change the width of the track, you're going to do that. So that's obviously for controlled traffic and the veggie guys and stuff like that.
Infinite adjustment. There's no notches. There's no settings it has to meet. You can adjust that as finitely as you like. Yep.
And so one thing that we did notice with the scoop on the back is that the tracks were cleaning, like the self-cleaning properties were very impressive, given the tacky clay that we've been working in. So that was
it's not the nicest of conditions.
No.
And it does seem to be clearing itself off very, very well. I'm pretty happy.
So around the back, we've got 2-speed PTO.
Correct. Yep. 1000E. Yep.
And what's the lift capacity?
8.6 tonne on the rear.
And that's Cat 4 linkage.
It is. Yes. Yep.
And then obviously the drawbar, it's got a scoop setting on there at the moment, but obviously there's different options there.
Plenty of options there, Cat 3, Cat 4, quick hitch, as standard, PTO standard.
So 6 spool, up to 6 spools.
Correct. Yep.
And talk us. There's a couple of options with the hydraulics.
Yeah. So the big thing with this machine, we may not need it as much in New Zealand, but for operators running really big seeders, you know, where they've got high pressure and high flow demand, we can cater up to 440 litres of flow at a high pressure. It's got power beyond as well. So for a track machine, which generally are there to tow stuff, that we can spec them up really well to suit lots of different conditions.
And we didn't talk about this earlier, but it's a Tier 3B engine.
Yes, it is.
So it runs AdBlue.
It does.
And so what's the diesel capacity as well? Like the diesel, like there's plenty. There's 800 litres.
Yeah. Yep. You can spec
and
up
you can get
that.
You can get another additional reservoir
tank,
as well.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So also there's other options, obviously, like the bigger mirrors and the light package and the LED lights and all the hoopla that goes with it. Guidance comes standard.
Yes. Yep. Lots of different spec configurations we can do. Simple little things like the LED lighting underneath the cab, so you can see these foot platforms, things like that.
You're going to say the hazard panels there for a minute.
No. That's all standard. So there's some nice features on here. We know people are going to want them. We're not talking about a basic machine, so we're bringing a lot in as a standard spec. But plenty of options from there. A lot of different weight packages.
Yeah, so speaking of weight, so 18.5 tonne maximum balance weight, or a little bit?
Yeah, 18.6, unladen 15.139.
Okay.
To be exact. High level.
That is real high level.
But one thing they have changed with this machine is the overall geometry, which so far, by all accounts, customers aren't having to weight them as heavy as what the old machine was. The balance seems to be there, and even in the conditions we're playing with today, it seems to be performing quite well.
No, very good. All right, so what we've been doing here today is we're on a subdivision site next to a cat dozer with a scoop, so very fitting. The whole thing looks tidy in the colour scheme, and the operator of the dozer is very impressed with how fast we can fill the scoop, and also the self-cleaning properties of the track. So it's very comfortable over the undulating ground, and the power that it can put to the ground through TMS at very low revs with the operator environment, and also hauling the 14-yard scoop is impressive. So check out the upcoming magazine, and also check out the video on farmtrader.co.nz. Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Jaiden.